Could the Ravens be trading Lamar Jackson this offseason? That and more on today's edition of the Ravens Rundown. Tyler Jones here with you. Happy to have you with us as we look at the possibility of the Baltimore Ravens not only franchise tagging Lamar Jackson, but also trading him, as well as multiple NFL insiders have talked about this possibility within the last couple of days. It seems to be gaining some steam of sorts. We will discuss all that and more in just one moment. Before we do, we want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If the Ravens do end up making a move like this, you know that we're going to drop whatever we're doing and bring you instant reaction to moves just like this. We cover the Ravens each and every day here on the channel with news and rumors segments, also game previews, post-game recaps, and more. It's all in one place. This week we are battling Pittsburgh Steelers talk in a sub-battle as we are just over 8,000 subs. Steelers at 19,000 subs. So got some catching up to do. Don't want to be getting beat by Goofy Sperry. We got to hold our own and show why the flock are the best fans in the National Football League. So if you haven't already, make sure subscribe today to the Ravens Rundown. We'll get started with today's show. Trade Lamar Jackson. I know what you're thinking. You probably don't want to move on from your franchise quarterback, but there's been some noise the last couple of days. Jason Canfora of the Washington Post, also Jeff Bell, an NFL insider, brought up this possibility and what the Ravens potentially could do with said draft capital that they would acquire in the process. It would be quite the haul, as you could imagine, but before you think this would be ridiculous, let's go ahead and just see what Canfora and company had to say. Starting with Jason here. A quarterback of this stature and still this young, he turns 26 in January, playing on a franchise tag is generally a losing proposition for the team, to say nothing of a $45 million cap figure that would complicate roster construction. A trade may be the only way out. In fact, that projects as a less surprising outcome by the week. The Ravens will place exclusive rights franchise tag on Jackson early in the offseason, projected to be in the neighborhood of $45 million fully guaranteed. And if the sides cannot come to a long-term deal by April, I would be quite surprised if they did, then prepare for Lamar Jackson trade rumor season to be in full force as we head towards the draft. So that's what Canfora said. Then NFL insider Jeff Bell had to say this, also on the same day even. The Ravens could trade Lamar Jackson for a haul of draft picks, then insert Anthony Richardson, that's the Florida Gators quarterback who has declared for the draft, into the same offense on a rookie contract. Okay. We'll go into all these details, what a Lamar Jackson trade could look like, and also let you get to know Anthony Richardson, all that more in just one moment. But your turn to sound off in the comment section, to be Eric DeCosta, to be the Ravens GM on today's show. Point blank, should the Ravens trade Lamar Jackson or not? If you think they should, then type HY for hell yes. If you think they should not, type HN for hell no. Let me know in the comment section how you're feeling. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Type HY for hell yes. Type HN for hell no if you think the Ravens should trade Lamar Jackson. Now, here's the deal. If everything is perfect, in a perfect world, the Baltimore Ravens are able to keep Lamar Jackson and Roquan Smith. But just the way the math adds up and where the Ravens salary structure is and how much the salary cap will go up in this offseason, I don't know if that's realistic if you can keep both guys. Look, Roquan Smith has been incredible since joining the Ravens this past year as he was acquired at the trade deadline. Lamar Jackson, we know how talented he is. You would love to have them both be a part of your future, but you might have to choose between one or the other in actuality. And I'll say this. I'm opposed to the idea of trading Lamar Jackson. I would love to keep Lamar around, but what I'm definitely opposed to, that's a no-go whatsoever, is drafting Anthony Richardson, especially if you are trading off draft capital and using, let's say, a first-round pick on the Florida quarterback. He's the number 4 quarterback in this upcoming draft, according to Mel Kiper Jr., as well as Todd McShay of ESPN. And he started 12 games this past season for Florida, but I'll be honest, when I look at Anthony Richardson, I see a lot of hype and not a lot of substance from the Florida QB. I mean, his completion percentage this past year was below 54%. Had just over 2,500 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 654 rushing yards, 9 rushing touchdowns. I get that you could keep this same system in place, that the playing style of Anthony Richardson would be similar to Lamar Jackson, but what have we been talking about on this show the last few weeks? I want to see Lamar Jackson stay around, but we don't want to see necessarily this same system in place next year. In a perfect world, not only do the Ravens keep Lamar Jackson and Roquan Smith, but you also fire Greg Roman. So I'm not liking the idea of bringing in Anthony Richardson just to keep the system in place for a guy that wasn't that great at Florida, in all honesty. So no, I don't want to draft Anthony Richardson. I would not want him to be the quarterback of the future of this team. If you move on from Lamar Jackson and decide to draft a quarterback, Anthony Richardson is not the answer you're looking for. I'm sorry. I'll go on record with that right now, and my opinion is not going to change on that between now and April either. So, should Baltimore draft Anthony Richardson if they move on from Lamar Jackson and they have the opportunity to take the Florida quarterback? Should they pull the trigger and do it? If you think they should, type D for draft. If you're like me and adamantly against this idea, type P for pass. Let me know in the comment section below. D for draft, P for pass. Got a great deal that we're offering Ravens fans here on the Rundown. Look, Christmas may be over, but that doesn't mean that you can't get a swaggin' Ravens jersey, whether it's in the gold as you see on your screen, the purple, the black, the white, whatever you're feeling, whatever shape, size, player, old or current, like a Ray Lewis or even a Lamar Jackson or Mark Andrews, whoever it may be, we got you covered with Ravens jerseys on sale now at chatsports.com/Ravens jersey. Get yours today while supplies last. That's chatsports.com/Ravens jersey. Now, as far as the haul goes, I do think that is correct. The Ravens would be getting a lot in return if they do move on from Lamar Jackson. Not only would they free up a ton of cap space potentially, but also you would be talking about a plethora of talent potentially coming in and draft capital for your future. I think it'd be similar to what we saw in the Russell Wilson deal between the Seahawks and the Broncos last year. And the Seahawks got so much, we couldn't even include it all on our graphic here. I mean, they also got Drew Lock and Tyreek Smith out of it, who, of course, they drafted out of Ohio State. And 2 picks in this upcoming draft. And we saw how bad Russell Wilson has played this year for the Broncos and just got his head coach fired today. I mean, Seattle did a great job with how that worked out. But I don't know if that's an anomaly or not. I don't know if you can realistically expect that you are going to benefit from moving on from your franchise quarterback the way things did. This is not, I think, an apples and oranges situation. I don't think you can say that Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson are the same guy. I think if Lamar Jackson were to go to another team, like, let's say, who's going to be in the quarterback market, like the Raiders or the Jets or somebody like that, I think he would have success, unlike what we've seen from Russell Wilson this year. Quarterbacks aren't cheap. I mean, plain and simple. Look at the highest paid quarterbacks in the league right now. Aaron Rodgers, $50 million a year. Kyler Murray, 46. Deshaun Watson, 45. Patrick Mahomes, 43. Josh Allen, 40.47. If you are Lamar Jackson, there's no reason why you're sitting at home right now and not saying to yourself that you should not get more money than what Kyler Murray is making right now. I think, sure, the Aaron Rodgers number, you could argue, might be a bit too high, but there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to fall in line between the Rodgers number and the Kyler Murray number. And then also there's the guaranteed money situation where Deshaun Watson got all that guaranteed money. And if you're Lamar Jackson, you say to yourself, well, I've done a whole lot more in this league than Deshaun Watson has. Where's my guaranteed money? So If you do keep him around, it is going to cost you a lot, and it is an investment for the long term. So we'll see. When it's all said and done, will the Ravens be able to keep Lamar Jackson and Roquan Smith? I sure hope so. It'd be great for this organization if they can, but it will be difficult to do. Here's your turn to get rowdy in the comment section here on the Ravens Rundown. Scale it for me 1 through 10. What is your confidence level in the Ravens being able to keep both Lamar Jackson and Roquan Smith? And be honest with me. If you don't feel like it's very likely, then go ahead and put a 1 or a 2 or a 3, whatever on it. If you're feeling really frisky, go ahead and type 10 in the comment section. Let me know what your confidence level is that the Ravens will be able to keep both guys in the future. As always, you can interact with me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live, and I will see you next time right here on the Ravens Rundown. Have a great day.